So yeah, welcome you all to our collective calls that we hold every Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah, so today's Tuesday, obviously. And yeah, we're connecting brilliant ideas, minds, pictures here on our calls and sharing with the community. So hosting today's meeting, as always, Ivan and Malika. And we got three amazing projects today to share the pitch deck and answer the questions and have a, pretty have a discussion here. So yeah, let me introduce them real quick. We got Kene from Millicent, then Micah, co-founder at ACOM, and Sheldon Cooper, co-founder at DonaldBuff.
So, hey, I'm Kenny from Millicent Labs. We're building an incentivized ecosystem for composable DeFi using real-world assets that rewards active participation with real yields. And obviously, the RWA sector has been growing exponentially with 150x growth over the last 3 years, and forecasts are saying that the market could reach $16 trillion by the end of the decade. But while a lot of people are interested in issuing these assets, there are still a lot of problems on the distribution side. For example, if we look at the data for $2.5 billion worth of tokenized T-bills on chain, we see that money's only spread between less than 10,000 wallets, and that 90% of that AUM is actually held by fewer than 100 wallets. And there are a couple of reasons for why. 95% of enterprise blockchains fail. People are starting to realize this and move on to public chains, but RWAs still aren't properly integrated into DeFi. And what I mean by that is that each issuer or each application has its own set of standards for things like Know Your Customer, AML, and this results in fragmented assets and silos that mean that we can't use real-world assets in the same way that we use crypto today in composable DeFi applications. So while you may be able to take an ETH or a SOL, borrow, lend, stake, rehypothecate, you can't do the same thing with real-world assets. And Millicent's a purpose-built framework for composable real-world asset DeFi that solves that problem. We've got some native apps that we wrap in a user-owned identity layer, meaning that all the issuers and all the apps use the same set of standards, and that unlocks the increased utility and therefore that latent demand for real-world assets. So you'll be able to use these traditional assets like you use crypto on chain. So we've built out hybrid real-world asset DEX, a specialized lending platform with isolated markets for different real-world assets, as well as RWA derivatives, which means you could do something like take a NAV loan out against a private equity position, swap the stablecoins you get for that for a tokenized treasury bill, and then use that T-bill as collateral to go long on JPY versus the US dollar. And the yield that you would get from those T-bills would help offset your funding rate in that margin trade. We've got a pretty unique tokenomics model. We don't think that being compliant or being institutionally friendly is incompatible with launching a token. We've seen a lot of other projects do this well, like Chainlink, for example, and Quant both have tokens. They've worked with people like Swift, the DTCC, Bank of England. Our model's pretty interesting. It borrows from Aerodrome's VE33, as well as Berachain's proof of liquidity. And it means when you participate and add value to the protocol, for example, providing liquidity, you get rewarded with a share of the cash flows that come through all of the different applications that are combined. So you are rewarded for benefiting the protocol, and that increases long-term alignment and is a great way to be rewarded and have that fee switch turned on. So the secret sauce is a universal decentralized ID. That means that it's user-owned and private by design. Each user owns their own identity. They only share what is needed and only when needed and only when they agree to share it. Of course, we're on public blockchain, so the onboarding is permissionless. If you want to trade assets that don't require permissions, you don't need to go through the ID process. But as we move up through different tiers of assets, the compliance standards might get higher and higher till you get to full compliance for a required asset. But unlike today's traditional KYC that you see in legacy systems, these credentials are reusable, so you don't have to go through a new KYC process each time that you want to touch a new asset. So our team's got tons of experience across TradFi and DeFi. This is my second company. I had an exit from the first. My co-founder Stella, Harvard MBA background at Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley. Other co-founder David was an ex-VP at Tendermint, also previously worked with Bank of America and PwC. We've got a ton of good advisors on side as well, from protocols like Ambient. as well as institutions like Citadel and HSBC. So we've got a crypto native go-to-market strategy. We have some support from Arbitrum and Near, as well as Nuffle, Syndicate, Techstars Web3. And on the TradFi side, we've already done a lot of work with some of the world's biggest institutions. And that includes funding from the UK government, winning the Bank of International Settlements and G20 Tech Sprint in 2023. We've done some work with MasterCard. You can see the CEO tweeting about us there. We also worked with the Bank of England in a couple of different capacities. Our pipeline for go-to-market or go-live is pretty deep. We've got large private equity funds, reinsurance, tokenized treasuries, a network of broker-dealers, VASPs, and ATSs. We've got liquid digital asset funds, private credit protocol, and listings offerings already on a couple of exchanges. And really the timing couldn't be better. Everyone from the International Monetary Fund to JP Morgan and Standard Chartered are saying that the future of institutional finance is DeFi, and Millicent is really leading the charge. So if you'd like to find out some more, please feel free to get in touch on Telegram or email.
Okay, Kenny, perfect timing. Without even reminding you that it's 1 minute left. So yeah, obviously, great pitch. Guys, now to Q&A part. Feel free to address any question to our speaker. And so we already received the first question in the chat. So let me read that one. So it goes, how do you keep those real yields flowing steadily for people in the ecosystem? And great pitch, by the way.
Thanks. So much like standard DeFi apps, there are fees in the protocol, spreads on trades, LP fees, liquidations, maker-taker fees, etc. With Millicent, all of those fees are aggregated and then reshared out to the community based on the amount of pop milli that someone holds. Pop milli is the reward token. So if there were 100 pop milli and even you had one, you would then get 1% of the fees that go through the protocol. And you would earn that pop milli by doing things like providing liquidity, participating in governance, etc.
Okay, thanks. Hopefully that's been answered. Guys, feel free to ask more questions. Okay, while you're waiting, I would like to know more about the competition. So who are your main competitors in this field?
Yeah, there are a few. I think we've seen some launch successfully recently and some coming to market very soon. So Mantra Chain is a good example of an RWA L1. They kind of been around for a while and then pivoted. They are a bit different from Millicent in that they're KYC'd from day one. So if you want to join the chain, you need to pass a KYC. The hurdle to entry is quite high there. Plume is another example. They've built a fantastic ecosystem, tons of projects. Millicent's approach is to remain much tighter and narrower in scope and not try and go too big too soon. I think the competition is great. Everybody's got a slightly different approach, but the market is so huge that there are going to be many winners. And I think that we can all win. And the big win is growing the pie as a whole and getting these institutions and these assets onto public blockchains where they're more accessible and better distributed for everyone who wants to participate.
Okay, and I'd like to know, what are your main technical advantages over competitors? So what can you highlight?
So in terms of technical advantages, I don't think that we've tried to reinvent the wheel. People have been investing in and building great infra for a long time. And I think that, I've been in blockchain since 2017. I think now's the time when you can finally say that, the tech is ready. We're kind of at mass adoption. I think that the business side and UX is pretty important, and account abstraction is definitely one of the focuses. And allowing people to do things like pay for gas using USDC. If you are an institution, that's much more important than users like you or I might realize. There's less compliance burden. There's less taxable events. It's much easier on accounting, etc. So most of our focuses are really on unlocking business propositions and great user experiences.
Okay, gotcha. Totally agree. Meanwhile, we've received some more questions in the chat, so I'll read those as well. Why go with the custom rollup for handling real world assets? What's the big win here?
Yeah, so just more sovereignty, I suppose you could say, is the ability to be connected to a wider ecosystem, but make sure that our little silo does things the way that we want to before branching out. We've actually had a lot of inbound interest about going to other ecosystems, other networks, other stacks. you can only do one thing at a time or only do one thing well at a time. So we're starting smaller with plans to expand, but there's a lot in store in the near future.
Okay. Thanks for answering that as well. Another one from Sheldon. What's the plan for IBC and the stack over time, especially to integrate external data? Hamid or Tendermint? Docs or mom on the stack?
Yeah, so we used to build on the Cosmos stack. We've actually moved away from that. Currently on Arbitrum Orbit. We are huge fans of IBC, however. That's what we use to showcase a kind of omni-chain DEX for foreign exchange and cross-border payments for the G20. We are seeing some really good IBC implementations coming to other stacks. Close to the team at Landslide who are bringing it to AVAX. You've also got options like Union and Polymer over in the Ethereum camp. So you can expect to see us hooked up to IBC sometime in 2025.
Oh, that sounds cool. Yeah, guys, fair said, I'm an MVC maximalist of sort. Follow, Sheldon replied.
Yeah, me too.
Cool. Okay, so do you have more questions? Malika, maybe you have one. We still got maybe a couple of questions left.
Yeah, thanks Ken for the pitch. Very interesting. What's about the fundraising process?
Yeah, fundraising. We are raising a much smaller amount than I think people might expect, and we're doing that purposefully. We are raising right now to power the go-to-market to raise a public sale at a fair valuation in 2025. I think frameworks like Mika make public sales and the return of ICOs very powerful and very popular. I think we've seen protocols like Hyperliquid have done very well by doing right by their community, and we plan to leverage something similar. So if anyone's interested in participating before the public sale, please reach out and we can chat details.
Great, awesome, thank you. And the next project is at ACOM. I don't know how to pronounce it right. And ACOMUnity, I guess. And Anton, are you here?
Yeah, it's ACOM and ACOMUnity. Yes.
Really awesome.
Nice to meet everybody here. So we're excited to introduce you the ACOMUnity, a visionary project that's aimed to redefine decentralized governance and collaboration. In just a few minutes, we'll walk you through the key highlights of the project, including our flagship tokens, PLANS and AGEMS, and how we're paving the way for dynamic and sustainable decentralized future. So at its heart, ACOMUnity is a Master DAO of DAOs, a network that connects autonomous organizations and communities under one ecosystem. I'm an early adopter in Bitcoin. I bought into Bitcoins when they're about $20 each. I've loved the idea of DAOs and DeFi and artificial intelligence, NFTs, all that good stuff, and really wanted to build a community to connect people together and show people exactly how to trade with each other. Build a framework where people and DAOs can thrive together, fostering innovation, creating long-term value. And so we have two tokens part of the ecosystem. They're not launched yet. There's PLANS is on Pump Fun, if you know what Pump Fun is. It's just a pumping platform because we were actually going to release it as a meme token first. And I've seen meme tokens become movements, like Dogecoin and others. And so PLANS is the name of the token. It's the heartbeat of ACOMUnity. It's a multi-chain token that embodies the energy and creativity of our vision. The multi-chain strategy, we want to launch PLANS on 7 different blockchains, starting with Solana, and then also TON, and then Base, and then so on. And this will ensure accessibility and cross-chain interoperability. We also will employ memology and burnonomics, which have to do with deflationary mechanics and the viral potential of meme culture. Where you can really spread the word out there through jokes and comedy and just lightheartedness instead of being so serious about everything. And the real utility beyond governance, PLANS opens the doors to exclusive NFTs, events, collaborative opportunities within the ACOMUnity. AGEMS, the second token of the ACOMUnity, is about dynamism and growth. AGEMS is our ecosystem's anchor of stability. It's a symbol of trust. AGEMS represents enduring value and premium access, much like a blue diamond. The utility, AGEMS holders gain advanced governance privileges, exclusive opportunities, access to premium features within the ecosystem, and it's a treasury asset. So AGEMS will also strengthen ACOMUnity's long-term security, ensuring resilience in a decentralized world. So why does all this matter? ACOMUnity, PLANS, and AGEMS together represent a bold step forward in decentralization, combining collaboration, innovation, and sustainability. It's more than a project. It's an invitation to be part of a movement that empowers communities and individuals to shape their future. And I'm excited to discuss how you can contribute and grow with us. Yeah. Do you have any questions, comments, anything like that? I'm done for now. I'd have a lot more to share, but it's not. There was another guy that didn't prepare everything for me, unfortunately. But that's what I have for now.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, we still have some time for questions, obviously. Thanks for for tuning in, after all, for sharing at least some briefs of information about the project. It was really interesting. Yeah, it's hard to to process it by ear, because we usually do it on the screen, and it's easier to digest the information. But still, yeah, by the way, we received some questions in the chat, so yeah, I'll read those as well. And yeah, people comment love how you are integrating with meme coin marketing. And yeah, the question is, the next one goes how do you plan to ensure the longevity and stability of AGEMS as a blue diamond within the ecosystem, and what makes it stand out from other similar tokens?
Okay, so the tokenomics structure for AGEMS is, I would say, proprietary. I've seen all these other people's tokenomics where they have it all broken into 10% for community, 20% for reserves, and so on and so forth. We just made it really simple, but yet complex. It is 90% of the AGEMS will be stored in the treasury. That's the way it is right from the beginning. The only way to get AGEMS will be to have plans. So if you don't have plans, you can't get AGEMS. Plans are being offered over the counter right now, and also on Pump Fund. People can just go and buy them on the Solana chain right now. How AGEMS will be for longevity is, I truly believe it'd be done this way, is the treasury itself would invest in projects like on this platform, for example. Those projects would be things like companies, organizations, things that would add value to the overall ecosystem that we're building here, the ACOMUnity ecosystem. Does that help answer your question there?
Yeah, I think it answered the speaker the commenter's question, obviously. And meanwhile, we've got another one. ACOMUnity's vision seems highly collaborative. What specific tools or features will you use to foster real, effective engagement and contribution from your community?
So we're looking at integration with something known as Charmverse. Optimism uses it. Mantle and many other big projects use blockchain projects. Use Charmverse to build it's a DAO building software. Well, it's actually not software, it's a website, and there have the API functions so that you can tie it into our, when we have our development, when we have our platform actually developed, you'll be able to tie Charmverse directly into it to be able to deal with proposals. So if people make proposals like in a traditional DAO, and they would like something, maybe they want a product or service added, or they need consulting or advisory or any kind of assistance whatsoever, they could come into the platform and they could make a proposal. And if the community likes what they're doing, we'll vote on it, and we'll go from there, if that makes sense. So that's how we want to collaborate with existing projects and people who are within our community. So like a venture studio does, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for answering that one as well. Really excited to hear more questions from you guys. You can do that in the chat or just raise your hand. And by the way, while we're waiting, could you disclose more info regarding the team behind the project?
Yeah, the team is early adopters in Bitcoin. A friend of mine is working with me from India as well. He's a marketer. I suppose you could call like an international marketer that works with us, and he's aspiring to learn more about blockchain, cryptocurrency technologies, so he can bring it into the India market. And that's the types of people we have here. We have a couple other team members that are new to crypto, and we want to help them Like, I mean, get the basics, understand, like really it's education is the number one thing in the crypto space that people need to have because they're not being educated right. Look at DeFi, for example. I think you can agree with me on that. DeFi's turned into more of a gambling system for most of these projects out there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, obviously you can see that trend now.
Yeah.
Especially with the following, like all bull run thing emerging, more people like will be interested, and then we've got the same wave coming all over again. But yeah, that's not the point, obviously. And by the way, what's like your core mission of the entire project? Could you like explain that in like brief words? Main idea, like what do you want to change in the industry mainly?
To empower people, to empower collaboration, innovation within decentralized framework, right? Like that's what we really want to do. Like I see people outside of crypto don't even understand we're at a $3.8 or $3.9 trillion market cap now that's being tracked. And I mean, this isn't going away. Crypto's not going away, guys. I think you would all agree on that. And we need to onboard the next million people into crypto, like, but do it the right way. Like take them from the Web2 space that they're in right now and show them how they can upgrade their website, how they can add the wallet connectivity, how they can do all these things that it's not about just creating a new blockchain project. It's about showing people how they can integrate into Web3 technologies without necessarily having to launch their own token.
Yeah, totally. So guys, are we up to hear more questions? Malika, maybe you have something to say. We still have some time maybe for your last comment.
Yeah. And what regarding your community?
Regarding our community, we're still in infancy. We're still growing, still in stealth. There was a community that we're merging with. It's about 5,000 people in their Discord server, and then there is about 3,000 people in the Discord server on for the ACOMUnity, and we're building something called the A-Team DAO, which is more like a team-centric DAO to structure everything behind the scenes, like in stealth, so that when we're ready to actually share it with the public people, we actually have things in place already, if that makes sense. So we're building things in the background, and then when we're ready to actually share it with the public, that's when we'll do that. That makes sense.
Okay, yeah. And when are you going to be ready?
I'm hoping to be ready within the next 2 to 3 months.
Okay, interesting. Thanks.
Well, yeah, it seems like the time for Q&A is also over. Thank you, Anton, for your presence. It's been a pleasure hearing you out. And yeah, wish you best of luck, especially with the launch. So see you in 2025, obviously. So yeah, moving on.
So, hey everybody, my name is Anton. I'm also a co-founder of DonaldBuff. Recently, the landscape of crypto market has transformed, shifting the narrative dramatically towards meme-driven projects. No longer is advanced technology the main attraction, nor even the specific utility that tokens traditionally provide, but instead, the value in today's crypto world lies in strong, vibrant communities that are built around playful, iconic characters. While the community aspect is strong, one critical piece of the puzzle remains underdeveloped in most meme projects: this utility. Right at that point, DonaldBuff emerged. It is designed as a hybrid prediction market and a gaming hub. Who is DonaldBuff? DonaldBuff is no ordinary character. He is a duck, but he is with a split personality, half serious investor and half wild meme trader. One moment he's driving deep into serious crypto discussions, providing sharp analysis and interviewing industry leaders. And in the next moment, he's live on Telegram or Discord, he's cracking jokes, trolling the community and giving away cash prizes. This duality makes DonaldBuff both entertaining and unpredictable, ensuring the community stays engaged and excited about what's coming next. So talking about the platform, it is designed as a hybrid prediction market and a gaming hub. What we offer? A prediction market. Users can create and participate in predictions on a wide range of events. The platform rewards participants with a percentage of the pool based on their accuracy. Staking. So holders of our native token can stake their assets, gaining access to various levels of event validation, for example. Games itself. We are developing several games such as Flipper, very fast-paced coin flipping game, some kind of fightings where players compete with their ducks, etc. Wheel of Fortune, which is, by the way, will be delivered in 3 or 4 days from today. So it is chance-based games with frequent opportunities to win. So talking about partnerships, we are actively seeking partnerships with other meme projects, especially in Solana, to integrate their tokens into our ecosystem. What we can offer? We can offer token integration. Partners can allow their tokens to be used within our games. We provide additional utility and create more ways for users to engage with their assets. Deflationary mechanisms through in-game token burning and buybacks. We create deflationary pressure, helping to stabilize or increase the value of partner tokens over time. And increased visibility, our platform will promote these tokens to a wider audience, offering greater exposure for our partners, communities, and projects. Talking about the development, we are currently at phase 1, so we are launching simple games like Flipper, like Wheel of Fortune, etc. And also staking features. On the phase 2, we are going to launch prediction market, where users can place their bets on real-world events. And during the phase 3, it's going to be expansion of gaming offerings and continued growth of the ecosystem through strategic partnerships. So this is mostly it. Here you can see some of our QR codes. But nevertheless, feel free to ask questions, feel free to chat after the call. I will be happy to reply on everything. Talking about the launch of the platform, so in the end of this week, we are launching our first game. It is Wheel of Fortune. There will be a small wait list first, and after that, during the using the referral program, people will be able to start rolling our Wheel of Fortune.
And I'd like to highlight that we have thoroughly thought all the features on our platform, because only the holders of our NFTs will be able to create events on the platform, as we're going to allow any users to create any type of event. That's why we need a validation process. And there is no so much oracles to qualify each event. That's why we are introducing possibility to stake our tokens and join the decentralized validation team, where all the team members will be validating all the events on the platform. And as Anton right now mentioned, we are partnering right now with mostly meme projects, because we want to add utility to their tokens. And also, if an NFT collection exists and with our partner, we also are ready to integrate the NFTs and allow the NFT holders of other projects to create events on our platform. And as we've already mentioned, we are launching our first game on Friday. Join. That's going to be a pretty cool, engaging game. Within 2 weeks, we are launching our NFT collection. It's pretty cool, handcrafted, no AI involved. And regarding our token generation event, that's going to happen on the 20th of January, just at the day of inauguration of Donald Trump.
Okay, guys. Thanks for your presentation part. Now to Q&A part, and obviously it has started a while ago, so we already received some questions, so I'll read those as well. Yeah, the first one goes: what's the most surprising way players have interacted with the meme tokens on your platform?
Yeah, I can answer this pretty cool question. We are integrating a pretty cool mechanic. It's called deflationary one. So we are paying 30% cash back to the players on our platform, and we're paying in tokens. These tokens are obtained on the market, and in the long run, help the price to be sustainable or even go higher. So if we are partnering with a meme project, let's say, we're providing these airdrops in their tokens, and the price of their token is going up. So that's the biggest and cool mechanic that we're implementing to our partners. And as we're pretty cool equipped with affiliate marketing, we're planning to install 1,000 webmasters within 3 months after the launch of the gaming hub, and 10,000 webmasters within 6 months after the launch of the gaming hub. And that means that we'll be generating traffic, let's say 1.5 million users on a monthly basis. and in money, let's say it's gonna be tens of millions US dollars that's gonna be rolling on our platform. And of course, this amount of money, 30% of this money, will be generating very sufficient buying pressure on the market for any project partnering with us.
Okay, result comes true. And little comment like that art with Duck and Donald Trump concept. Yeah, the last one, I can agree. Another question, what's the long-term vision for DonaldBuff? Do you see it evolving into something bigger than just a game or prediction market?
To be honest, yeah, we are planning to expand our ecosystem, but we have been in crypto for many years and previously in the IT industry, and we know how to engage traffic. So we're rolling out our mini games in order just to attract audience, and with the help of our prediction market, we will receive a high retention figure. So that's the main idea in our project. And regarding expansion of our functionality, we're paying a batch of attention towards social interactions. That's why we will integrate a lot of social mechanics in order just to make engaging posts, in order just to appreciate all our users on the platform. And that's what we are going to look in the future.
All right. I hope that's been answered. Another comment that people like your visuals. More questions, guys. Meanwhile, I'll address one or maybe two. So what's your target audience, and how do you position yourself among competitors?
We're positioning worldwide. To be honest, it doesn't really matter for us specifically regarding the regions. And we're targeting ourselves to players firstly, because we are not looking to retail investors in order just to come and buy our tokens. We're looking forward to attract as many players and gamblers on our platform as possible. And in this way, we will help our price of the token go up. That's the main reason. And regarding the channels of traffic, we know a lot of information about them, and we have a batch of partners. So as we are highlighting, we're establishing webmasters under the hood of the platform. So that's going to be revenue share. So that's going to be return to person up to 80%. So it's pretty cool figures, and a lot of guys will be happy to partner with us in order just to follow the traffic on our platform. And all the games going to be developed from the scratch. So there's going to be no game suppliers to the platform itself.
Okay, and one more, just a quick one. I think I've seen, the section regarding the team, so you quickly scroll through it. So could you stop on that a little bit? And I hope, I think I saw it anonymous. So why your team?
No, it's not anonymous. Yeah. Right now we're having 17 guys in house, mostly from crypto, and having a huge badge of experience. In 2020 and 2021, we've been helping a lot of projects with build-to-market strategy, with connections, with partners, launching the token, with marketing. So we know a lot of stuff that has been happening and just participated in that a lot. Regarding our soft development team, we are having up to 25 guys right now working on the platform, because we want to roll out our platform as soon as possible. So pretty solid and pretty big team right now working on the platform and on everything.
And where can we find this info regarding the team?
To be honest, we had the information regarding the team on the previous version of our website, but if anybody wants just to be part of our journey, we can share all the LinkedIn's and all the experience with them as soon as we will be connected.
Okay, so obviously there's just in the matter of just a matter of time when you post all the team details. Well, I hope.
To be honest, we are right now in the meme space and nobody cares about the team itself, but nevertheless, we have a solid background, and we are also having established legal entity. Of course, we are signing softs. Of course, we are signing agreements with different partners and SECs right now. Of course, we know that we need to pass KYC, AML procedures in order just to be listed on SECs and be listed on different launch pads. So that's not a big problem for our partners to dive deep and know each team member in the future.
Okay, as you say, thank you guys, Sheldon and Anton, for for being here. I'm so glad that this time it actually worked. So yeah, thanks for that as well. And to our previous speakers, Kenny and Anton as well from ACOM. Thank you guys for that. And yeah, for those who are watching this, if you wanna, be a participant here and pitch your project here, just you can fill the form of participation and go ahead and be our next guest maybe next week or so. And yeah, we also collect some feedback, so we will gladly receive some thoughts and opinions on our calls, how we can make it better. And yeah, thanks everyone for participating, Malika as well. See you next Tuesday, obviously on Thursday, obviously. So yeah, goodbye.